Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football, continuing to take a look at the next week's slate, heading down to the ACC for a matchup that has gotten a lot more interesting as Virginia heads on the road to play the Miami Hurricanes. Virginia coming off a massive win on the road against North Carolina. Then you look at Miami, and they pick up a win with a true freshman quarterback against the Clemson Tigers. Both of these programs starting to play some really good football. Excited to get into this one. Before we do, just want to say thank you to you guys. The support that you all have shown these game breakdowns, it truly does mean a lot. So if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. More importantly, though, let me know in the comments section how you guys are feeling about this, picks, predictions, keys to the game. And without further ado, let's get into this one. And I want to start with the Miami Hurricanes and just talk about the opportunity they have towards the end of this season to kind of flip the narrative of what this season has been, right? This is a 5-2 team that's played some really good football, right? Beating a team like Texas A&M, and then you have those losses against Georgia Tech, against North Carolina, that just, it didn't all come together for the Hurricanes. We've talked a lot about this Miami team in the offseason. We've talked a lot about them in this 2023 season. This is a team that when they play complete on the offensive side of the ball, complete on the defensive side of the ball, they limit turnovers, they limit the stupid penalties. This is not only one of the best teams in the ACC, but it is one of the better teams across the country and have an opportunity to really make some noise, right? After this game on the road at NC State, on the road at Florida State and Tallahassee, then you host Louisville, a couple top 25 teams on the schedule. Really excited for the opportunity the Hurricanes have to kind of close out this season and keep building the momentum that I think is starting to brew for the Hurricanes. Now, looking into this matchup, Virginia showing very little life in the first half of the season, especially on the offensive side of the ball, has figured a couple things out in the last couple of weeks. One, Malik Washington, like one of the best wide receivers in the ACC, 56 catches, 783 yards, 6 touchdowns. Going back and watching that North Carolina game, like Virginia kind of simplified things and said, hey, we're going to try to get the football into our playmakers' hands and have them make plays. And that kind of worked for them, right? That was the best offensive performance you've seen from the Virginia Cavaliers. And it was getting the ball to Malik Washington, hitting some explosive plays. Now for the Hurricanes and how they match up, this is a Virginia team that struggles to run the football, right? 2.7 yards per carry. That is 128th in the country. The reason I'm so high on this Miami team and where they're going and what they are right now is they are extremely physical on both sides of the line of scrimmage, especially in that front seven. This is a Miami Hurricanes team that only 3 yards per carry given up to opposing running backs. Looking at kind of some of the key recipes for the Hurricanes, stopping the run on first and second down. You have a defensive line that is playing at such a high level. Ruben Bain, I was telling my brother the other day, I can't remember a time a true freshman on the line of scrimmage has dominated like we've seen Ruben Bain dominate the last couple of weeks. And on top of that, Leonard Taylor, he's playing the best football we've seen him play in a Miami Hurricanes uniform as well. And what happens when you have a defensive line that's eaten up and being really physical, taking on blocks, getting behind the line of scrimmage? It frees up your linebackers. These linebackers are playing a lot more clean, which is allowing them to play a lot more downhill. Francis Mauigoa, Corey Flagg, both averaging less than 2 yards of average depth tackle, meaning they are tackling the ball carrier within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage on average. What is that telling me? And you see it on the film. Like these guys are getting downhill, playing aggressive, creating tackles for loss and negative plays. This front seven for the Miami Hurricanes is absolutely dominant. And you look at a Virginia team that is struggling to stop the run, you're looking to win on first and second down. Force some of those third and long situations, because when you look at Virginia throwing the football, quarterback play has been okay. Malik Washington's been good at wide receiver. They've really struggled to pass protect, right? 9.4% sack rate for quarterbacks on dropbacks for the Cavaliers. That is 114th. And this is a Miami Hurricanes defensive line that you don't want to be behind the sticks with, right? I mean, guy like Ruben Bain, his pass rush win rate through the roof. Leonard Taylor, how they're sending their linebackers on blitzes. Lance Gidger doing a really good job on those third and longs, getting off the field, being able to create some havoc. And on the back end, like this secondary has played pretty damn well. You look at some of the numbers from the season, 53% completion percentage to opposing quarterbacks. That's number 6 in the country, right? You're getting really good play out of the cornerbacks. I think the Corey Couch has played really good. Jaden Davis, and then the safeties. And James Williams is a guy that we've talked about a lot in terms of he's got all the physical traits. He's got to put it together. I think you're slowly starting James Williams, starting to kind of slowly put it together. Him and Cam Kitchens emerging as a really dynamic safety duo that can make some negative plays and force some turnovers. And if you get Virginia in a lot of those third and longs, you start bringing some pressure. I think Miami can kind of force some turnovers and take away the football. Flipping sides, this Virginia defense, the talent's just quite frankly not been there for them, right? Giving up 34 points per game, that's 113th. The kicker here, 4.6 yards per carry, that's 96th in the country. At the end of the day here, like you look at college football, what are some of the main elements that cause you to win games? If you got bigger, stronger, faster plays, you got more talent, you have a good chance at winning. And I think Miami just completely outclasses them up front. Like you talk about this Miami offensive line, and I thought like the box score numbers in terms of the run game against Clemson weren't great. That being said, that is a Clemson front seven that's probably the best unit outside of Texas A&M that Miami's going to see all year. I mean, multiple of those guys are going to be NFL dudes. Miami didn't allow a single sack against Clemson. Now, I get they weren't dropping back that much. They were kind of protecting the true freshman Emory Williams at the quarterback spot. I thought they were all right in pass protection. I thought they were all right moving some bodies into some heavy loaded boxes because Clemson knew you weren't going to really drop back and throw. This Miami offensive line and what Mario Cristobal wants this identity to be is physical, the ability to run the football. And against a Virginia team that I just don't think can really match that physicality, I think Miami's going to have a lot of success running the football. And then if Virginia wants to load boxes, and this is kind of what makes this Miami offense so special, if Virginia wants to roll a safety in there, try to stop the run, Miami can attack the deeper third at a very high level. Tyler Van Dyke back healthy. It sounds like he will be. You got three wide. This is the best wide receiver room we've seen for the Miami Hurricanes in a very long time, right? Jacoby George, Colby Young, Xavier Restrepo, all doing different things, but they can all be playmakers in different ways. Like Colby Young, just big, fast, working vertically down the field, a load to bring down after the catch. Xavier Restrepo, one of the better wide receivers and just creating separation and working after the catch. And Jacoby George, just an all-around really solid wide receiver. This Miami team, if you want to try to stop the run, Miami wants to run the ball. That's no secret with Mario Cristobal. They can throw over the top, attack that deeper third. Tyler Van Dyke, been up and down, choppy at times. If he's playing good football, he has the arm to make any throw Shannon Dawson wants to call. He is an accurate passer when he's comfortable. If you can get Tyler Van Dyke to feel that way more like he was against Texas A&M, this is a Hurricanes offense that is extremely dangerous. They complete at all facets, right? Really good running back room. Think of Jay Allen's given a lot of juice. Loaded wide receiver core, really solid offensive line, and a quarterback that if he's hot, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the country. It's a Miami offense that I think can do a lot of damage to this Virginia defense. Now, getting into the pick here, 17.5-point favorites for the Hurricanes at home. I love this spot for Miami to kind of pour it on. I think you could see a little bit of a letdown after that big win against North Carolina. But even if you don't, if this Miami team comes out and plays their best football, they limit the turnovers, they limit the stupid penalties. Like this is a team that I think outclasses Virginia on both sides of the line of scrimmage. I think they can run the football. I think they can hit the explosive play. And on defense, it's really hard to see Virginia. I get they had a really good performance against North Carolina, but that's a rare offensive performance for Virginia. Now, I think this Miami Hurricanes defense, quite frankly, outclasses them up front as well. I don't see Virginia having much success running the football. And if they want to throw, they better be able to pass protect. And this is a Hurricanes pass rush unit that is starting to play its best football. Give me the Miami Hurricanes covering the 17.5 points. And if this team gets some confidence, like they're rolling on the road to NC State, I like their chances. And then if you string a couple wins together here and you're going on the road, probably as a top 25 ranked team at that point to play Florida State, fire me up for that. This is a dangerous Miami Hurricanes team. I like them to cover here. Appreciate you guys rocking with the boys. Again, if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later.